Hello and welcome to the Luxury Lounge. That's right, every Thursday we head in the lounge, we shut the door, and we air our grievances with the world. And there's no grievance that's too big or too small or too frivolous. There is no complaint that is too much because you're in the lounge. No one can look at you and go, bop, 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 but there's bigger, but there's other things. Nope, there's no other things. There's your things. And if you want your Luxury Lounge complaint read, email it to jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. That's jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Title it Luxury Lounge. Let us know what you're talking about. I got Shelby here on the ones and twos. He's reading all the emails. He's up late at night. He's there with his cap on with the big pom-pom at the end. He's got his little candle and his little readers. He's Scrooge McShelby, and he's reading all of your complaints. So jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. I got shows, people. If you're listening right now, we just did the U Up Live in Chicago. The next show I have is the U Up Live in New York. I'm going on a little trip. There will be podcasts next week. Do not worry. I will not leave you down. I will not let you down, Luxury Loungers. There will be a Luxury Lounge next week. There'll be a JTrain next week. It's coming. But if you're out there and you got a group of friends, come out to a show. We're doing shows, live shows. Ooh, we love doing a stand-up show. The shows have been fun. They've been wonderful. The crowds are hot. So come on out. If you're listening right now, New York, we're doing the live U Up. Okay, that's our last U Up podcast. If you're coming to New York for the show, if you're going to be at the show, bring the crew. Get those tickets now because that's going to sell out. So Dayton, Ohio, Brooklyn, New York, Washington, D.C., Royal Oak, Michigan, Albany, New York, Brookfield, Wisconsin, Timonium, Maryland, Richmond, Virginia. A lot of those are towns outside of a town. Like, Royal Oak, that's Detroit. Albany, that's Albany. Brookfield, that's Milwaukee. Timonium, that's Baltimore. Richmond, that's Richmond. So jaredfreid.com for tickets. And bring a friend. Bring a friend. That's the gift of laughter. Ooh, now you're feathering their nuts. Okay. And also, we're on YouTube, baby. YouTube, I got full episodes. I got clips. I got stand-up on YouTube. YouTube.com/JaredFreid. Also, the TED Talk is out. So it's out there. There's a behind the scenes from the TED Talk on YouTube. Go. Check it out. It is considered, to me, I really saw it as a commercial for this podcast. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. I hope you share it. I mean, who knows? I'm taping this pre-TED Talk coming out, and I'm like, I don't know. It could be nothing, But people, you tell them you do a TED Talk, they're like, "Whoa, congratulations!" I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, we find some new listeners. If you're new here because of the TED Talk, welcome to the JTrain universe. The what do they call it? The JCU, the JTrain Cinematic Universe. So then you're here. You've made it. Very excited for today's guest. New to the lounge. Hilarious comic. Ian Fidance. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, my friend. I really appreciate it.
Great to have you in the lounge. How great is this? Leather-bound books.
Incredible.
Beautiful. Wallpaper. Are you ready to complain?
I'm ready to really tell you what's grinding my gears.
Love it. Everyone's got to go follow Ian at IAnimal69.
Yes.
You've chosen a very aggressive Instagram.
IANIMAL69. I am 37 years old.
You're 37. How do you, at 37, we're the same age. You got to tell people. Listen, my TikTok is Wizard of Ha.
Yeah.
So, but also, saying your life at 37 when you're a comedian is a little bit weird. Like,
saying my what?
Just explaining your life generally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it was iAnimal. That was like my nickname in high school because my name's Ian and I eat like an animal.
Okay.
And
you eat like an animal?
Yeah, I just scarf food down. I mix it all together and just
really
eat super fast.
You don't do so because growing up, my family would eat in 4 minutes.
Oh yeah,
like as a family. But you're known for mixing the food. You don't have...
Yeah, like I eat every meal like Thanksgiving. I just mix everything up and just slam it.
Really? You're making Tom turkeys all day long?
All day long.
So what is the last meal you had?
Last meal I had last night was Indian food.
So Indian food, what kind of food? What was the dish?
I had chicken korma and peshwari naan.
So you just...
all in a thing, scooping, eating real fast. I was watching Ghostbusters. No time to
Does
look
it
down
give
at the
you? Does it
food.
make you sick? Who noticed this from you?
No, I ran cross country, and so at like team dinners, I would be the first one done.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you eat like an animal. And then this kid was like, animal. And then my mom got me that as like a vanity tag on my license plate.
Really?
Yeah. And then like in my 20s, I was a carpenter and I worked construction, and all these old guys are like, you gotta change that, man. You an adult.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
The kind of like the construction workers are like, this is not refined for us.
Yeah, no. I mean, the guys tell me how he used to do meth, and he'd clean his house and then mow his lawn at 4 a.m. under the moonlight. And he's like, you need to grow up.
You have a vanity plate.
Yeah.
Things have gotten out of control.
Yeah. And so then I guess for like Instagram, I just chose Animal, and then I changed it to Ian Fidance during the pandemic, and it felt weird.
Didn't feel you.
Like, no,
Well, that's the whole thing about, especially a high school nickname.
Yeah.
It becomes the whole persona. It is you. You're wearing it. Animal on the license plate. You're like, that's how people know you.
I like love Tom Green. So I was like running around doing Tom Green stuff as like a kid, and I got in trouble with like the police, and like, why are you doing this? And I was like, because I'm the animal. And he's like, yeah, you got problems.
Well, it is funny also. Ian is just such like as a name, it doesn't strike you as like crazy Ian. It'd be like, this is my son Ian.
Yeah.
And it'd have like the comb over and like the in their Sunday church outfit. And then you go, no, it's Animal.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is a whole different take. This is like your multiverse version of you, speaking of the MCU.
This mic is fucking falling. I've always been like wild and whatever, and so I guess it just like fits. But now like people call me Fidance.
Yeah.
My last name. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like,
You've never been a last name guy.
No, not until I got into comedy. And then I used to be a teacher, and the kids would call me Mr. Fidance, and I'm like, where? Like, it sounded so weird.
It also sounds like the teacher out of a sitcom.
Yeah.
Mr. Fidance coming in with the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging with the kids. It's
totally.
very much like no tie.
Yeah. I'm going to loosen the tie.
Yeah.
We gonna learn about poetry through rap today.
Yes.
Like, that was me.
Wait, so what Tom Greenish things were you doing? You got with the police.
I had a bullhorn. I would run around and like trip and fall at the mall. Like one of my things is I would get in a wheelchair and like fall down the escalator. Like, I grew up in Delaware. There was like nothing to do. And so I went skiing, and I intentionally like tumbled down the mountain and like wouldn't stop and go through like the cones, and the like security at the mountain kicked me off the mountain, and they're like, what is your deal? Like, I was like, dude, I grew up without a father. I need attention. What do you want?
We have lives to actually save today, and you're like in the way of that.
Yeah. I'm just like,
you tumbling through.
Yeah. They're like, grow up.
Well, listen, that would be their luxury lounge complaint. They'd be complaining, this guy just keeps coming, and he's just tumbling around. He's not even hurt, and we're eyes off the prize, and someone's dying on the mountain.
I know. Someone's tangled up in a tree, Sonny Bono style. I'm just like, look at me.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're pumped to have you here in the lounge.
I'm excited, man. This is great.
We're going to get into it. Let's get to our own complaints. Shelby, I'll complain first.
Please.
I have a story to tell.
Oh,
Shelby,
I can't wait.
Hit the music. Jared, he has some problems. Jared, he's got some issues to do. Get off his chest right now. Jared has a lot of issues. Jared has a issue with a lot of things that we can discuss. Can you relate to the problem now? Okay, I live in a building that has...
I'm sorry to interrupt. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
By the way. Incredible.
I appreciate
Amazing.
it. Listen, we're going to change... The song will change at some point, right, Shelby? No, it'll never change.
You should get a fan to do like...
I want remixes.
Yes.
Right? If someone took that song and turned it into like, a hot drop. Like like a sound drop.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't, maybe the audience is creative. We don't know yet. So
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, my complaint is I live in this building. It's a doorman building. Okay, this is very important for anyone living in a doorman building. It's important for packages. That's really 95% of the reason you want a doorman. When I moved here, I was like, I just want a studio apartment and a doorman that can get the packages because I go away a lot.
Yes.
We're on the road.
Yep.
So I come back. So the problem here is the building has doormen that they've hired seemingly, and then there's some doormen that I think live here and are kind of working off their rent a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And those doormen are very different than the ones that were hired. The ones that are hired, they do a great job.
Yeah.
They're getting paid for the job that they're doing. And I think that's great. And I've, over the holidays, I tipped them.
You got to.
And now more and more residents of the building are starting to work the doorman job.
So they're like mercenary doormen.
It's a indentured servitude of sorts.
Yes.
And they're very nice, but they're tougher to deal with.
How so?
Because I don't think they want to do that job, or they just think they're doing us a favor. I don't know what the payment structure is. But to me, if you're behind that desk, you're the doorman.
Yeah.
I don't care how you ended up there.
I just realized when I got here,
Shelby is popping in. Go ahead.
here.
There was no one at the door.
Couldn't open the.
Oh, because so we have an electric door. There's a sliding door opening, and if there's no one at the doorman desk, they lock it. So you couldn't get in.
Like I was just standing there, and then she was like, woman my age, like scanned.
Yeah, you can use a little key fob.
I followed, and then I couldn't tell if she was like turned around, this kind of like smile, like.
Well, Shelby, I will.
There's you also. Isn't it weird? There's nobody there, or like.
Well,
to be here?
Well,
I found that I walked in, didn't even stop me. I could have been a murderer. And
Yeah.
I thought that was good for ease of getting into the building. But as someone that lives here, I would want them to be like, hey, whoa.
See, the
what's going
protection
on?
issue doesn't weigh on me, but I would imagine if I was a woman living here, like Shelby's
Yes.
following in a woman into the building, I,
thought you were
would
gonna call
imagine
Shelby a
that's
woman.
no, Shelby's like following this young woman into the building. Like that's going to be scarier for her.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing. That's the difference between all of us. Is like,
Yes.
what's on your list of concerns? And my concern, though, is
Is boxes.
is the boxes, and not the general health of this building. But I will say, when I walk, again, the person that's working here should be behind the desk during daytime hours. It goes
Absolutely.
I think it goes from 9 to midnight is when there's someone here, and then the rest of the hours you have to use the key fob. Okay. So over the weekend, I was away, and I get a call from the front desk. Jared, and I always get calls from the people that live here and work
Right.
here. It's never from
They
the
don't know
people
the
that
deal.
work
They don't
here.
know the business.
Well, they also are very temperamental.
Really?
They're very on top of it, and they're very much like letting you know. And I get this call, you have a lot of packages here. And it becomes emotional.
Yeah.
And I can tell it's not the person working here. It's the person that's doing the kind of hybrid version of working here. They're going, and I get this call. You have a lot of packages here, and they're going to be moved to the basement. And just so you know, and I know that. I understand that. If the packages build up, they move them to the basement, and I can go pick them up at another time. Fine. I don't need the call. I'll know that once I get here. I get back on Sunday, and it's one of the indentured servitude doormen. It's one of the ones I know is going to be high on the anal scale.
Yes.
I go up
Not
to
the
him. I
good
go,
kind.
no, and I go, hey man. I go, is there any packages? And next to I could see it says my apartment number letter, and then next to it's a red X, and I'm like, damn it, that means it's downstairs. I had already gotten the call. He goes, yeah, they're downstairs.
Ugh.
And I go, oh, yeah, I understand. He goes, you can pick them up from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. when the super will bring people in there to go pick up the
Shut
packages. And that is the rule. They go from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. is when you can pick up. And you're like, are you doing this to make this harder on people? Are you, and it's also Sunday. I came back with the intention of opening up all my packages, getting that out of the way so I can get on my Monday groove.
Yes.
But the guy is holding the chart going, yeah, they're downstairs. And I go, I totally understand. I got your call yesterday. No problem. I go, have any come between when I got the call
Yes.
and now? Because I'm looking to get as many packages upstairs as possible.
Totally.
So I'm thinking, has any packages come? Listen, I'm sure. I got the call on Thursday. So it's Friday, Saturday. Now it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Between Thursday and Sunday, did any more packages come that are behind you in that package door? Because that's where they keep the packages. And he goes, no, there's none in there. I go,
You sure?
I go, why don't we take a look?
Yeah.
He goes, there's none in there.
Oh, I hate that.
I go, can you do me?
Yeah.
Let's just do the song and dance.
Yeah.
Fake it. And he's, again, the people that work here. The people that feel like they're in between and doing us a favor, he's going, no, there's nothing in there. I go, so you're not going to look? I look at him, I go, you're not going to look? He goes, no, there's nothing in there. I go, seems strange to not look at all.
Yeah. Because I guarantee he wasn't working from Thursday to Sunday.
Exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking
he
about.
already saw the X and just assumed. And also, I hate when people act as if there's nothing that can be done. It's like, can you use some discretion?
Right.
Can you do me a solid?
And also, this is the problem when it's a guy who kind of works here
Right.
versus guy who works here.
He probably doesn't want to.
No, he's gonna. I don't want to do anything. Also, I don't want to do more than I gotta do. Listen, I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah. Has anyone ever said? Have you ever said, "Hey, look, Monday 8 to 8:30, I'm going to be out."
But then it becomes a chain of command thing. Then they go, "Yeah, well, that's beyond my control."
No, so, it's not. You could do it. Just do it.
So I walk away.
Be a human.
Exactly, and I walk away so angry. I come back up here.
So mad
I'm like, damn it! I guess I'm not looking at the packages. Whatever. I go back downstairs at the end. I think it was like 8 o'clock at night. Now there's a different guy, suit, tie, real doorman.
Yes.
I go, hey man, is there any packages in there for me? Now I'm double checking. I want to see if any.
Of course.
And he goes, he takes a look at the chart. He goes, yours are downstairs. And I go, I know. I just want to see if any came between the time they went downstairs to now.
Don't tell me.
Now he's giving me like breathing room. When someone gives you the room to complain or to explain your case.
Yeah.
The other guy was like, nope. He just like knowing me to death. And I go,
just to have a conversation.
yeah, this guy's having a conversation.
Yes.
And he goes, I'll check, but you know what? Are you going to be back here tonight? I'll run downstairs. I'll go grab him for you, and I'll have him ready on the cart for when you get here.
Dude.
I go, I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I go, what? I go, I'm sorry. What's your name? Now I'm like, this is my favorite.
Accolade mode.
Exactly.
Yes.
He goes, I'm Joshua. I go, Joshua, I'm Jared. I go, I'm sorry I didn't know your name before. I go, I can't thank you enough. You're going to have he goes, I'll have it right here on the card. He goes, you're going to be back how long? He goes, before midnight? I go, of course. I'll do anything you fucking say at this point.
Yeah.
I go, I'll be back whenever you tell me to come back. I come back. It is waiting on the card. He goes, dude, it was no problem at all. I got nothing to do with it.
America.
And I'm like, and it's like, here's the thing. It wasn't as easy as Joshua made it.
Right.
But it wasn't as difficult as the other guy made it. And it's like, that's where the humanity comes in the middle, where he actually listened to me and I go, and it's a Sunday and I get to get my packages done and I don't have to deal with it on Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. when I've traveled the whole weekend.
And can I say, maybe other guy would be less miserable if he helped and thought of someone else but himself. If he stopped being so rigid and said, maybe this will be a fun task. And I'll help someone out, make their
breaks
day.
up the day.
I'll feel better. So I'm not just sitting here hating my life. I hate when people do that, when they just think that there's nothing can be done.
Well, that's the thing. Every time, and when I said to him, I go,
I love Joshua.
When I tried to explain, like, I got your call on Thursday. Have any other? And like, even to get to like, I got your call on Thursday. He's going, no, they're downstairs. And you're like, can we just have a conversation? I know you've already decided on no, but let me just get my piece out.
That makes me want to walk up and give a Phil Leotardo hello, which is, how about this humidity? And then just knock them in the face. That's what I want to do when that happens.
Ian, you got a complaint?
Oh, brother.
Hold on. Hit the music.
It's the guest's turn to complain.
Wow.
They're ready to jump in.
He's ready to jump in.
I am.
They've got lots of
problems, too.
My head is full of spiders.
About
Ain't all about Jared.
No.
Let's hear their complaint of the day.
I love
Let's
this.
You're
hear
welcome.
their complaint.
This is a safe space. This is for everybody. This is a place. This is therapy, man.
They're invited on the show to have some fun and complain. complain with you.
That's right.
Let's hear that complaint.
Let's hear that complaint.
Dude, can I tell you real quick? So my podcast is coming out, and
Yes.
I'm friends with the Lumineers, and I got them to do the theme song.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know the Lumineers?
I
Like, what's that? What's their song? The big song. That
Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. It's a good,
Ophelia.
yeah. It's a
yeah.
great song.
They're great, but they were when I used to work Greenwich Comedy Club. They were there because they couldn't get into the cellar.
That's hilarious.
And the Wes dug me, and we talked afterwards and exchanged numbers. And this was like 2017, and we've been like buds ever
Really?
since. He lets me stay at his cabin upstate. Yeah,
Come
he's become
on.
like a very dear friend.
That's amazing.
So I wrote the lyrics. He sang the song for B and Ian, my podcast, and hearing this makes me want to scrap that and do my own.
Do your
song.
own. Fuck the Lumineers. Everyone go follow Ian at ianimal69 on Instagram. His podcast is coming out in August.
Yes.
It's coming out.
Yes.
So you go follow him on social media. You'll see all his live dates he's got coming up. He's going to Laugh Boston. He's going to Austin, Texas. He's going to all these great places. So ianimal69. And he's got the Lumineers. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I'm really excited. You're a sweetheart. Thank you,
Of
man.
course.
But I have other segments, and I'm not going to get bans. I'm just going to sing it myself because that's so fun. I love
fun,
it.
yeah.
It's great. Man, I got to tell you, I was going to complain about one thing, but you scratched an itch in my head.
Love it.
That infuriates me to the point of no end.
Go for it.
Okay? As you can see, I'm drinking an iced coffee.
Yes.
Iced coffee is very important in my life. There are little shops in my neighborhood. I love my neighborhood. I've been there since 2007. I know everyone. At Christmas, like you do with the desk guy, I bring little gifts to my different shops, and
Sure.
they give me little discounts. You
Of
know.
course.
There's one shop.
You become part of the fabric of the
Yes,
community.
yes, I love it. I'm friends with my neighbors. It's great. My landlord constantly invites me to go to the Bronx to eat and smoke hookah. I'm okay, Augie, thank you. But there's a coffee shop up the street called Winston Bakery, the best ever. I walk in, they give me my order. The line is long. They go, here, don't worry about it. They help me out.
They know you. They
They're
know
the
what
best.
you got. Yeah.
I go there, I hang, I talk. I always take care.
Yeah.
I'm a big take care guy,
Tipping out.
Tipping out. You got to.
got it.
I've worked service. It feels good.
Sure.
There is a coffee shop that I go to out of convenience because they're open every day. They're open early in the morning, and it is not even 35 paces from my apartment. It has the worst service
Really?
I have ever experienced in my entire life.
Give us an example. Slow.
I timed it today.
Yeah.
16 minutes
To get a coffee.
to get a coffee.
That's crazy.
At a place I go to enough that they should know who I am and what I like.
Well, this is the
and
thing.
I'm not entitled to the point of you
No.
owe me anything.
No.
But there's a familiarity there that you should be aware of and take care of your customers.
This should be easy. And that's the thing. When a place gets a reputation for bad service, it almost double downs on itself. Because then now you're noticing. Now you're on guard. Now you walk in there and you're going, I got to make sure I order efficiently to make up for their bad service. And then they keep making mistakes on mistakes on mistakes.
Bro, they have one person behind the register making the little coffees, and then they got dilly-dalliers by the stove. They got multiple people hanging out. And look, hey, I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. It's a Japanese place. Cool, wonderful, great. They all speak Japanese, and they're literally just having conversations in Japanese, even whatever language.
So
that's
it's a
fine.
Japanese coffee shop.
Yes, it's very bougie.
I
The
gotcha.
coffee's great. People wait out in line halfway up the block for this coffee, and
Interesting.
it blows my mind. But they're the only place that's open within a 4-block radius early in the morning.
You would think someone else would jump on this. You
That's
would
the
think,
thing. It's like, I don't care if you're having a conversation over here. Have two people making the coffees and have a conversation in whatever
Well,
language you want to speak here and there. Raise your voice a little. I don't care.
It's also the complacency. It is they know they own the spot. They know they own the hours. They know they own you.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, you can wait for 16 minutes to get a coffee is an
Insane.
outrageous amount of time.
And you
a
know
coffee
what?
should take 5 minutes at the most.
Bro, it should be there's a place called Variety Coffee. They have things ready. They have an assembly line. They have
There's a system.
There's a system. They have espressos ready to just pop in. Bam, bam, bam. Boom, boom, boom. Quick, quick, quick. This place, God bless them. I've supported them since they've opened.
Sure.
But they and it's the I hate the fact that I am there all the time.
Yes.
And it
You're
is as
supporting-
if I'm a stranger
Well,
every day.
That's the thing. You're supporting a place that you don't feel supports you.
Yeah.
You are just transactional.
Yes.
You have been going every day.
Yes.
You feel like you're a part of the family
Yes.
here, and they are just like, no, we have
Dude,
our own family already.
It is. I like, and maybe that says more about me that I just want to walk in and have it be cheers. Everybody knows your name.
Right. And
I like
especially-
that.
Especially with a coffee place, especially when it's not Starbucks. When it's Starbucks, you understand. They got new people coming in every day.
They're
you
fucking
get it.
17 years old.
Yeah, you
they
get
fucking,
it.
this is
a
are
place
nervous.
that is saying we're in on the community, and then looking at you going, no, keep your distance.
Yeah.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. We're here in the Luxury Lounge. Ian Fidance, go follow at ianimal69 on Instagram. Go follow. We're sponsored. Best Fiends. Sometimes enough is never enough. You want more. More is better. More is fun. Why be content with having enough when you can have more? Best Fiends always satisfies your need for more puzzles, more me time, more fun. I love Best Fiends. I'm on level 313. It is the perfect game to take your brain, put it on the shelf, and chill for a minute. The game to play in between the other parts of your life that you got to get done. It's just a nice little break. Best Fiends is a free to download casual mobile puzzle game. I can't put it down. It's easy to see why this game has over 100 million downloads. People love it. This isn't kids stuff. Best Fiends is made for adults. Once you download Best Fiends, you can play anywhere, even without an internet connection. So it's great for flights, people. If you want to take your mind off of stuff, collect tons of Fiends that get powered up as you play more levels. Every win brings new challenges. New in-game events are added all the time. With thousands of levels, there's always more to play. Let enough is never enough be your mantra. Download Best Fiends for free from the App Store or Google Play. Earn even more with $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. Okay, let's get to the emails. You ready, Ian?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. We have
Can I just
so
say
many.
real quick?
Please go
I'm really
ahead.
sorry. I said the thing about them speaking Japanese. I don't care what language you speak, but I've noticed every time I come in, something is said between them in a language I don't understand, and then laughter happens. And I don't know if I'm the joke.
Sure.
Because there's been some sort of
You have to
thing.
go take Japanese class. You gotta get Rosetta Stone and learn the language and know what's going on here.
Shop up the street, Spanish, hola, hello, fine.
But this is also part of the giving you the stiff arm. You know, you are
Makes you
looking,
feel like an outsider.
Yeah, you're looking to become a part of
Yes.
it. You're supporting their business. You feel you're a part of the fabric of the neighborhood.
Yep.
And then there's one place that you go to every day, and you're a recognizable guy. If you're watching on YouTube, Ian, you got a face.
I got a face.
You got a face. This ain't just any face. This face sticks out to you. So the idea that and you're probably smiling, you're probably giving them a tip.
Very
you're probably
nice.
going, "What's
tip?" Making sure
Hey,
they
how
see the
are
tip.
you? Yeah.
I guess I got a Christmas time bigger gift.
Yeah.
They got to be the big whale of the neighborhood. I give little gifts everywhere. They're getting half a paycheck.
You're giving them more.
I'm flat screen TV.
Where did this come from? They're like, we don't know. Some guy brought it. And you're like, it's me. I'm Ian. I'm here every day.
You know when your TV like goes on sleep mode and things pop up? It's just going to be my picture with my
Your
name
face.
on it.
Ian gave this to you.
Yeah.
I am Animal 69.
I Animal
Just flashing
69.
on it.
Yeah.
Luxury Lounge. Apple Watch Miles. Hi, Jared. Love you and all your guests, especially Anthony DeVito. I love Anthony, too.
The best.
My complaint is about the way my watch calculates the miles I run on the treadmill. I usually run about 3 miles on my lunch break, but my Apple Watch always measures about 2.4.
No.
I hate this. Not only does it make me look weak to my friends, the watch sends them a notification when I finish a workout, but our insurance gives us HSA money based on our steps and activities, so that extra half mile is actually costing me money. Anyways, thanks for keeping us entertained every week. What do you think of this?
Oh my God! What kind of credit score is this? Where they're getting incentivized for how many miles they're running?
It's pretty crazy
That's
that
insane.
your health savings account is somehow hooked into your Apple Watch.
That is insane, and it blasted out to the friends.
Right.
I don't want you knowing my stuff.
I know.
Is anything sacred anymore?
Nothing. Well, this is what if you're part of the. I have an Apple Watch, and you can sign up for your friends. So they've signed up for these competitions.
Right,
Here's the
right.
thing: You go on a treadmill. I used to be a big treadmill runner. I would lift and then run the treadmill. Now I'm doing more of a HIIT workout where I'm always moving for 45 minutes. But when you go on a treadmill and you go, I'm doing 3 miles, it is the satisfaction of getting to 3.0 and then turn it off and I'm done. The idea that you get off a treadmill, you go 3.0 and I'm done, then you look at your watch and it's like 2.4 and you're like, oh,
I wonder.
It fucks with your head.
Now, you have a crown right there. You can put that on. Do you have a tinfoil hat that I could put on?
Yeah.
Because what if they are in cahoots, Apple's in cahoots with the insurance companies to shave miles off so they don't have to pay out as much?
This is
what do you think of that?
Did we just figure this out?
I did.
Now you just did.
Yeah.
You didn't even include me on figuring it out.
Yes. Yes. You are the king and I am the jester.
Well, it's a good point.
Why else would that not work?
And this goes back to the theory that I've always had that we just think Apple's a good company.
Terrible.
Just because it has stuff that helps you live a liberal life.
Yeah.
Just because Apple lets you do Google Maps and it leads you towards the march that you're doing for whatever community you're fighting for, you're like, well, Apple must be a good company. No, Apple is as evil as the insurance company.
And none of us read all the fine print.
No.
They would probably, in the fine print, are like, listen up, moron. We're holding hands with the insurance company and we're going to fuck you dry every which way.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't really think of that. That's a great point because why on earth, what does it do for Apple to not give us 3.4 when we ran 3? Give us the extra. We're paying you.
Or they're trying to make us shave off weight because they know Americans are fat sacks of shit. So maybe they're like,
gotten to 3.
You got to work harder, fatty. Get there. Well, it's gaslighting. That's the word of the last 2 years, gaslighting. Right. Apple's gotten in on it to be like, you're not running enough. Run harder.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com.
But how are you going to live your life without Apple?
Well, that's the problem.
What are you going to do?
We are, legit, like we work for Apple. All of us. All of us. I've said this on this show before. Apple could take a minute off the clock every single day, and night would become day, and day would become night, and we go, what are you going to do? They make a good phone.
Oh, well.
That's life.
Yep. As long as I got that blue bubble.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Luxury Lounge, I don't want to hold your baby. Jared, I'm a 34-year-old female with 2 kids, 5 years old and 3 weeks old. Well, congratulations. Aside from my own, I don't like kids. Never have. In fact, I'm surprised to find myself with 2 of them. Anyways, my complaint, I don't want to hold your baby. I find it extremely annoying and rude when other parents assume you want to hold their baby or even interact with their kids. I've had friends and family practically shove their baby into my arms unprovoked. If I wanted to hold your baby, I would ask. Just because I'm a woman with kids of my own doesn't mean I have any interest in other people's kids. P.S. Your baby isn't even cute. P.P.S. Would love to attend the U Up Chicago show, but since I made the life decision to have a newborn this summer, my hands are tied. Maybe you can hold him for me during the show. Sincerely, not a regular mom. What do you think?
Wow. She sounds fun.
I agree with her. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't want to... Listen, your baby is your baby. My baby is my baby.
Agreed.
I don't want anything from your home touching me.
Agreed, but I'm having a hard time being on her side because she also has kids. So I feel like that's a little hypocritical.
But hold on.
Or is she speaking from personal experience?
Well, I think she's saying, I don't put my kids on you. Why should I have to hold your kids? And this, I would imagine, we're 2 men here.
Yeah.
I think women have to deal with this way more than we would. Just because they're a woman, they're, hold the baby. You obviously want one of these. You obviously need one of these. You obviously have some sort of weird connection to this. And then you go, no, I got shit to do. I don't want to hold your baby. All of a sudden, you're just assumed a babysitter.
Yeah. I would, if I were in that situation, you were like, oh my God, hold the baby. I'd be like, yes, here. And that's my hold. My hold would be hand off. That's what my hold would be.
Just keep it going down the line.
Yep, hot potato.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, I think especially for women, I want to come back to this because, people, I would assume someone looks at you and goes, I'm going to go to the next person with my baby. Yeah, like they would look at me, they go, you can't handle a baby. You got a baseball jersey on.
Yeah.
What the hell do you know? Like, some of us are probably given... some of us are looked down upon fondly by God with the idea that no one would give us the responsibility of a baby.
Yeah.
Right? They would look at you and go, yeah, I'm going to go to the next person. And
Yeah.
some people have the look of baby holders.
Yes.
This person probably has that. They're
Yes.
a mom, they've got 2 kids.
Yes.
So they just get assumed into this position of babysitter.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, good for her for advocating for herself and saying that, because some people would just shoulder it and then stuff it down. But I think that's important to say, is like, yeah, I'm okay. I got enough on my plate, but also making it so that kids aren't so comfortable being like in the arms of strangers.
It's a respect thing too.
Yeah.
Like your kids are just told, like, oh yeah, just climb.
yeah.
This is kind of
climb on another person.
right.
What?
This is like new age parenting shit.
Yeah.
And I would also, to say that this person, I think what the problem is, if someone's handing you a baby, that means they got other things going on that they couldn't hold their own child. I would think, when does this end?
Yeah.
When do I get relieved from baby duty?
Yeah.
When you're done with whatever the fuck you have going on? I would think that the time limits aren't really announced. Hey, can you take the baby for a minute? And then they don't go to their clock and just start counting down the minute.
Yeah.
They go and do their own thing that they want to do more than hold their own kid.
Yeah. Maybe they should have held on to birth control and thought of that before they decided to pop some out.
We are sponsor people. JTrain podcast is sponsored by Indochino people. Weddings are back. Whether you're going to be a groom in a wedding party or a lucky guest, everyone wants to look their best at a wedding. With a custom fitted suit from Indochino, you'll look great, feel confident, and enjoy the big day without fussing over your clothes. I have to say, you can choose all the details: the suit, the shirt, the dinner jacket, and you can get fully custom pieces at affordable prices that might surprise you. There is nothing better than custom made. There is nothing better than clothes that were made for your body. I'm telling you right now, when you're going to a wedding and you're not sure if that suit fits, that hangs on you for the weeks leading up to it. Because you get too close to get something new and you're too far away to lose some weight and really figure something else out, and you're down a river without a paddle and you're going, what am I going to do? And you go, I guess I'm just going to wear the suit that I got, whether it fits or not. And I'll figure it out 10 minutes before that place, before that party. And there's no worse feeling in the world. Indochino is an opportunity to get something that makes you feel as good as you look. Every suit is made to your exact measurements, and you can customize every detail. Create a suit that fits you and your style perfectly. They offer options for fabrics, lapel shape, custom monograms, statement linings, and more. Here's the best part. Suits start at just $429. $429 is pretty damn good for a custom suit, for a suit that's going to be literally hugging your body in every curve perfectly. Shirts from $79. Shop online or visit a showroom. Indochino also offers completely custom fitted shirts, casual wear, and more. Get a wardrobe personalized to your style and taste without spending a ton of money. They're always adding new pieces and options so you can stay on trend and style. If you've got a big day coming up, get the perfect look in no big... Getting the perfect look is no... If you've got a big... Let me repeat this. If you've got a big day coming up, getting the perfect look is no big deal with Indochino. Get $50 off any purchase of $3.99 or more by using promo code JTrain at Indochino.com. That's $50 off a purchase of $3.99 or more at INDOCHINO.com. Promo code JTrain. That's Indochino.com. Promo code JTrain. Woo, that's a deal, baby. That's free money, baby. Get into it. I love that.
I love that. Question, real quick. JTrain.
Yes.
Is that a nickname in high school?
Is a self-given nickname I did in college.
Wow.
Thinking, what is the douchiest name I could give myself? And it was
Love
like,
it.
the idea being, this will be a cartoon of a douchebag.
Yes.
And then people started going, yo, Train. What up, J-Train?
Oh, I love
J-Train.
that.
And then I made it my Twitter handle.
Yeah,
then you make
yeah.
it your podcast.
Yep.
It becomes a whole thing.
Yep.
And I'll never forget it in college, just someone going, yo, Train, and saying it very casually. I was like, this works.
like this.
Because Jared isn't a nicknameable
Jer?
name. Jer Bear,
Ready?
Red.
Red?
I mean, we know Red at the Cellar.
Yeah.
He's a Jared.
Yeah. Yep.
And I remember he told me, he goes, my name's Jared. No one knows that. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. My old roommate, Jared, red hair, called him Red. Told, don't do that. So
Don't do that.
yeah.
See, that makes sense, though. He should have owned it.
Yeah.
He should have yes and that.
Yeah, no,
nickname,
he know and leave me alone then.
Luxury lounge, paying for kids' college.
Ooh.
I can't stand when my friends and coworkers complain to me about parents that pay for their kids' college. They always mention how these kids have no sense of responsibility or ungrateful, and on and on and on. Cool. Well, my parents paid for my college and my sister's because it was something they wanted to do and worked very hard for that. Would these people really turn down their college education being paid for if their parents offered? Doubt it. These conversations are always so uncomfortable to me because I'll mention my situation, how I am none of the things they're saying, and without a doubt they always respond with, well, not you, of course. Whatever.
Wow.
Maybe I just have a lot of poor friends. Enjoy the responsibility of those student loans. What do you think? I agree with this complaint because it's about more than just what they're saying. What do you think?
1,010% I agree. Is it not a parent's goal and duty to bring something into this world and take care of them? And is it not a joy to be able to say, I want to give you one last thing that I've worked hard for and give you and see you flourish, where you don't have to worry about the stress of, working a million jobs.
Everything you said was poetry to me.
Thank you.
Everything you just said, you said it perfectly. And here's the problem with 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a I love chocolate. That means fuck vanilla world.
Yep.
So you just said a beautiful thing. Two things can be true
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
You can make it your goal. My goal is to take care of my kids so that they don't have student loans. I want to pay for their college. And you can be someone whose parents didn't pay for their college, whose parents did a great job too.
Totally.
You know, the idea, and this is what they're doing. They're trying to defend. And this isn't about the person. When they say, oh, it's not about you. Yeah, because they don't think about you when they're saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's typing in the key of me.
Yes.
So they are saying this soliloquy of like,
Yes.
oh, these people whose parents paid for their college are all rich assholes who don't understand what hard work. And it's like, no, they're trying to apologize for their insecurities about what their own parents could do for them. And they're trying to let everyone, and we live in a world of where there's a victim economy.
Yep.
So you see it a lot where people are trying to find ways to make themselves the victim, to be able to be on this like weird totem pole of who can say what during when. So it's like, if you grew up rich, you can't have an opinion on anything in this segment of society.
In the alphabet, U comes before V, and with victimhood comes an idea of uniqueness. I am the unique victim. I am the only one. And here's the thing, it's all projection, it's all jealousy. Everything I hate about you, I hate in myself.
Sure.
And if I smokescreen it to you, that means I am not that. When in reality, it doesn't matter. Also, who's to say someone's parents didn't say, you know what, I'll take care of your college, you work a job to pay for your books,
again,
you work a job to pay for your living.
They're stripping the context, the nuance of the situation to say because someone paid for college means these kids don't appreciate it is crazy. And we all know that. It is, and I will never forget, I'm at a Barry's boot camp class. Barry's boot camp, expensive fitness class.
Yeah.
It is known as an expensive.
Yeah.
It is just go look at the website. This is free information. Costs a lot of money. There was a woman in front of me. She's wearing a hat that says public school, and immediate eye roll. And you go, what are you trying to tell me?
Yeah.
What is that hat supposed to let me know about you? There's a reason you wore it.
Yeah.
You want to let people know, I'm not one of those rich kids who went to private school.
Yeah.
I went to public school. And here's the thing, I went to public school too. And my town looks like fucking Mayberry. Okay? It looks like it is right out of Smallville. It looks like it's out of any idyllic sitcom. So to say that because public school means you're this tough, gritty, I used to have to pass through, metal detectors to get into school as if you were living in some sort of chain.
My classmates were Lauryn Hill, my teacher was Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right, it's crazy. Yeah. But that's what they're trying to say without saying it.
Because there's so much guilt.
Exactly.
People have so much guilt for just being and existing when they feel as if the only way to relate to others is through struggle. It's like humanity is much deeper and more complex than that.
It's okay to admit things were good.
Yeah.
It's okay to admit you got lucky here. You got unlucky here. Some
that
people have it better than others. Look at there's a baseball player that just got offered over $400 million for his new contract. He turned it down. $400 million would make his kids rich, his kids rich, his kids rich, his community rich. And are we? And listen, you can not like these people. I do believe there's a tight wire act for these people to act with. I watch influencers online all the time where I'm like, you got to admit.
Yeah.
There's one food account I follow, and they don't have enough on TikTok. I follow this food account, and it's a group. Okay, there's 4 of them that run the account, and it's a food account. They don't have enough followers to be doing what they're doing. This is family riches. There's no question.
Yes.
The only way that they're eating at the restaurants they're eating, and they're not eating for free, and maybe they are now, but they weren't before, is because they had some dough, and it wasn't because they were down at the factory working at the Ford plant. Okay? So there is, and it is annoying. It is annoying. There's no admission in the account. In the bio it doesn't say.
Be honest.
But that's
be honest.
We're looking for a semblance of just say. To say I went to public school and just stop the sentence is not the end of the story. That is, and we all. So what this person's doing.
May I also say
Please.
real quick, if you do come from money and you admit it, would that not mean you have more capacity for empathy to understand and be honest and deal with other people rather than living this lie of the struggle? Is that not more psychopathic or sociopathic to be like, no, I'm not this.
Well, they're
not
running
that.
a grift.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to hide under the cover of night that they don't. And listen, as someone who grew up very fortunate, I'm listen. I'm the luckiest person alive. I do believe that. I always know when it's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Because I see it. Because I go, no, I know what camp you went to. I know what high school you went to. I know who you hung out with. I know what your bar mitzvah looked like.
I'm the luckiest guy alive. Gratitude is so important.
Right.
And if you do have wealth and you do come from a great background, why feel shame and guilt when you could feel gratitude, which is so much more beneficial to you and the people around you?
The whole point of this is to say that these people that are talking about, well, my parents didn't pay for college, they're lucky somewhere else. And they don't want to admit they're trying to do the magician thing.
Yep.
Let me look. I'll talk to you about how hard it was to have these loans with my right hand, while my left hand, goes home to a nice family with a big pool, and they got a pool house, and maybe there's always a grift going on. It feels whenever someone does this whole when I'm looking at someone who's doing pretty well, telling me, oh, the struggles of pay, no one paid for my college, and look at them, they get their college paid for. I go, what's going on with the left hand? JTrain podcast at gmail.com.
Abracadabra. I'll turn myself into a fucking prick. That's my magic trick.
Speaking of money, today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey. The easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. I love online shopping, but it's happened to all of us. You're shopping online, your cart is full, you're about to hit the buy button, and then you see that the empty box asking, do you have a promo code? That's the worst. And you go, ooh, who's got the promo code? Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey's a free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. I have been using Honey for years, and every time I do it, I feel lucky. I feel lucky because I go, you literally hit a button and it goes beep boop, bop, boop, 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 finds you money. It is literally looking in all of your coats for that extra $20. Because I would say 7 out of 10 times it finds me a promo code. That's pretty insane.
You're in the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Yeah.
Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. I love Honey, and you will too. I never go shopping without it. Did you know Honey doesn't just work on desktop? It doesn't. I didn't know that for a time, and now it works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. You're losing money. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the show. I'd never recommend something I don't use. I use this big time. Get honey for free at joinhoney.com/JTrain. That's joinhoney.com/JTrain. Love that. Love it. Here with Ian Fidance. Go follow Ian at iAnimal69. At iAnimal69. He's got shows coming up in Austin, Texas, and Laugh Boston. You named another couple places.
American Comedy Company, San Diego.
We got people in all three of those
Philly
cities.
Punchline.
Philly Punchline.
It's going to be great.
So they're all going to be great shows. Ian is hilarious. He's fantastic on stage. You're going to have a blast at his show. Bring your friends. At iAnimal69 on Instagram, and he's got a new podcast that's coming out in August. We'll have Ian back when that comes out. But listen, Luxury Lounge, we did this one. Luxury Lounge, money from parents is not matching inflation and hasn't in years. Okay, so this is someone admitting their riches, I think.
Yes.
Jared, longtime listener here. I'm emailing on behalf of myself and my two siblings with a major issue. Mm-hmm. My dad works a very high-profile job and is constipated. Is compensated very well. Think C-suite of well-respected professional services company type prestige and pay.
I don't know what that
I don't even know what that means.
Nope.
Yeah. Every year he gets an annual bonus, which typically averages at about 7 or 8 times my salary.
Oh my God.
I already make 6 figures myself.
Jesus.
Wow. When he started receiving this bonus years ago, he would give me and my siblings $5,000 each. That's a lot of money, right? Wrong.
What?
Maybe by 2010 standards.
Yeah.
When I was in high school and inflation wasn't wrecking my net worth, this $5,000 hasn't been adjusted at all, so our portion can do less and less for us. $5,000 in 2010 should now be worth about $7,000 in today's valuation. They're right. Jared, why would they not recognize this annual bonus given to us should be at least matching inflation? The bonus he receives has gone up, so shouldn't our portion as well? Thanks for commiserating with me since my friends just think I'm an asshole whenever this comes up. When does it come up with your friends? That's a weird thing to bring up. Best, my dad makes 80 to 88 times the USA median annual wage. What do you think?
I hate this person. I mean, what are you doing? You're talking about how you're not getting enough money from your mommy and daddy and you're making over 6 figures. Come on, buddy.
I agree with the complaint, but here's what I would say.
Oh, it's
out of your wallet means out of your mouth. Okay? What I mean by that, you ain't gonna eat the money. That $5,000 that you're getting, fine.
Yeah.
You said he's getting a bigger. That means you ain't gonna spend it.
Right.
So that's what I mean. Out of your wallet, out of your mouth means you ain't gonna eat it. You ain't gonna drink it. You ain't gonna put it on your body. So I would say the bright side of this is it stays with your dad, and it gets given to you upon his death.
What a gift.
That's a good gift.
What a gift.
The problem is there's passed down taxes, and he's allowed to give each of his kids, I think it's $14,000 tax free or before taxes. Maybe
is that the inheritance tax?
There's a rule where you're allowed to give an amount of money each year without just as a gift.
Right.
He's not 5,000. It's bigger than 5,000. I think it's around 14. I remember it's probably gone up from when I was working and I used to sell life insurance and there was financial planning. Yeah. So part of financial planning is to be like, you can get this out of what you need to do. You need to bring this fact up to him instead of bringing up to your friends that you're.
Yeah, what are you talking
you're wasting your breath.
About
yeah,
this? What? You really want people to feel sorry for you?
You're talking about this with the wrong people.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a tax professional. I'm just a guy who talks about his penis on a podcast. But I will say, he could bring down his taxable income, but probably not enough. If he's making 88 times the national average, you can bring down your taxable income by giving gifts to your kids. You say you have, you're writing on it, so you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
He could be getting rid of cash that he would be taxed on.
Right.
But it might be he makes too much for this to matter. Shelby's looking at me like, wow.
Does it have to be your kids?
I'm not sure if it has to be your kids. I think it can be your kids and your kids' kids. I do think you have to be related. You can give up to like $15,000, and he's way below it right now.
But
you gotta hire. Here's what they should do. They should hire an actor to come in and tell him about this tax benefit he's missing out on. Rich people hate missing out on tax benefits.
Yeah.
So if you can impart to him that this tax benefit is being missed out on by giving you too little money, maybe he will increase the wages to you.
Why hire an actor?
Well, yeah, you can hire an actual accountant. You invite a friend of yours from the group chat. You say, hey, I'll give you
some of my
cash this year.
Crajola, if you are a paid actor.
You just come to dinner. I'll invite you to the holiday, and you just go. You know what's crazy? They've raised the gift, amount by this much, and he goes, "What's this?"
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you.
What's this? Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah.
You can give up to $14,000 to this person right here sitting to my left, and they'll go. He'll take his pipe, and his dinner jacket, and he'll go. You don't say.
You don't say, my good boy.
Yeah.
What bothers me about this, he goes, maybe in 2010 standards when I was in high school. What?
He's getting $5,000.
Are you kidding me? I feel like in the last question, I'm the people that's like, these kids don't know about hard work. They're getting these free education.
It took you one email to turn to the person going, you don't know how hard my life was.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything.
I know.
I went to public school.
Yeah. My parents made me eat dirt.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Ian Finance. Go. Ian Finance today.
Yeah.
Considering these emails.
The financial district.
Go follow Ian at ianimal69 on Instagram. Jared, let's do this. Jared, an esteemed guest, Feather, I'd like to build on a complaint aired in the lounge from a few months ago. The one that talked about a person's company sending out fake phishing emails to employees and then sending them for required training if they took the bait. So we got an email a while back that companies are sending their own employees fake emails so that if they click the clickbait, they have to then take training. So basically seeing which of their employees are the weak ones when it comes to these clickbait emails.
But may I say that is a Ponzi scheme because companies hire training companies to lead these classes and so they are spending the money so they need to use them, which is why they're tricking their workers.
So they need to give reason for the money they're spending.
There is a whole training economy that's going on, especially with office etiquette and racial training, sexual awareness training. There's a whole market.
It's big money.
Huge money.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they buy these training packages and then it's like, well, we have to find out how to use it.
It is crazy that there's an old white dude in a suit that's sitting in his country club being like, how to make my money?
Yeah.
Me Too movement was pretty big for the sexual harassment training that I put on. You know what? It's weird that someone makes money off of that.
Without a doubt. There's a huge, just like the COVID economy of on movie sets hiring testers and people to say don't go here. That is a huge economy right now with people that aren't even they don't even know what they're doing. They're just doing it to get into entertainment.
Well, it's a box checking thing.
Totally.
Okay, so this
grifting again.
This practice also occurs at my company. However, recently our IT team has taken things to an even further level.
Oh, no.
There's definitely the required training, but now also the addition of a published monthly list of chronic clickers on the company's internal website. The first Monday of each month now also includes a frantic eye search of a screen full of names in no particular order to determine if you've become an enemy of the state. Now, I'm all for a little public shaming to correct behavior once in a while, but I think that the publication of the names so broadly is a bit much. Couldn't the chronic clickers direct supervisor be notified and have Couldn't the chronic clickers direct supervisor be notified and have a discreet one-on-one conversation about aiming to do better, etc.? This is hilarious. So basically they're saying, if at their office you click on the phishing email that was sent by your company, you have to go take additional training, and then they print a list up like it's Notre Dame football and you're Rudy checking if you're on the team or not.
Or one of the gals looking to see if you made the Racine Peaches in a league of their own. This is insane. This is communist China taking over. Why are they doing this? What is the point of this?
This is the equivalent of walking through the town square and going, shame. Yeah, this is...
Why? What are these phishing scams?
Like, let them take the class in the quiet
Yes.
of their own embarrassment.
Yes.
They don't want to they have to do extra work already.
Yes.
Now you have to have everyone look at you like, whoa,
Yes.
so you're
Send them-
the reason I got this.
Send
I
them
got 700
personalized ransom letters at home. Threaten their family. Don't bring it into the workplace. You know?
Right.
Send a note to the child at school.
Right.
You know?
Your dad's an idiot.
Yeah.
Your dad's a fake. He's
Yeah.
a fraud. He doesn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
when an email's real or not
Yeah.
real. He almost sent money to the Ethiopian prince because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the reason he can't pay for college.
That's why you're gonna have fucked up teeth, because you can't afford braces.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That's wild. That's not okay.
And I said this the last time when this email came in. It is crazy that you have to play three-dimensional chess at work. You can't, like, people just want to go to their job.
Yeah.
Do the job. No one wants to click a clickbait email. Nobody wants to be the person that lets the hacker into the company. They don't need to be embarrassed even further.
Totally. Whatever happened to having a one-on-one conversation of like, hey, we noticed this, you gotta cut it out. Like, what is this public email? That is crazy.
The list. I mean, it's as if they were like, oh, these are the people that contracted COVID. It's like the beginning of COVID when you found out someone got it and you like felt embarrassed.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I didn't mean to kill grandma.
I mean, it just makes me more grateful for our work of just like not being accountable to some overlord that's shaming us for one wrong move.
I guess there's good and bad to that. Then you have monsters that take advantage that there's no overlord, but then you go, people we check each other out.
Yeah.
You would hope.
Yeah.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com, JTrain podcast at gmail.com. We got time for a couple more?
Cool.
Big fan, Feather. This podcast always plays in my ears all day at work. My complaint today is making an appointment and the appointment time not being observed.
Ooh.
Let me clarify. My medical provider offers phone appointments with your doctor if you have some quick questions but don't need or have time for a full visit. I love that. Get on the phone. Hop on.
Yeah,
What's this thing on my leg?
Yeah.
When you schedule this appointment through the app, it says the call could occur 20 minutes before or after the allotted time. I don't like that.
No. What are we, the cable company?
Right. Here's the thing. It's easy to have a 5:30 call.
Yeah.
In what world? And listen, I guess they're saying because you're not working at the same company, you can't send a company email being like, hey, I'm running a little late.
Right.
If you're a doctor and you're dealing with Ian at Ian's place, then me at my place, and then Shelby, we're all not connected.
Right.
So it's tough to get ahead and be like, hey, I'm running late, but there should be a grace period after, not before.
Is it not? I mean, this is so easy. You don't have to go to the doctor's office. You don't have to take off work. If it is a 20-minute window before and after, can't you just eat it and be like, okay, I'll set aside 40 minutes, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like
I don't know.
It's just
I guess
they're doing you the favor, are they not?
And no one's doing anyone a favor. You're still paying. This is still an
I think it's
appointment
a
that you pay
favor to
for.
not physically go.
You're doing them the favor by not going?
They're doing you a favor by not making you physically go and have to take off 2 hours of work to go to a doctor's appointment midday. So can you not just eat the 40 minutes before and after?
However, the last 2 times my doctor has called me repeatedly, hours before the actual appointment. Wow, they're saying they're going outside of the window.
Whoa.
I'm grateful to have health care and the luxury of doing it by phone, but I picked the appointment time because I picked the appointment time I picked because I have to work. If I had all day to do it whenever, I would just go in. They're agreeing with you. Today, the doctor called 2 hours early and left a message. Then again, 30 minutes later, so I answered and I said, I'm at work. Let me try and go outside. He responded, oh, well, I don't want you to get in trouble at work. However, if you have a moment, we could do it now, but no worries if you can't. I said, no, my appointment time I picked is best for me. I get off work at that time. He then proceeded to call me exactly at that time. I'm still shutting down my computer to leave. I asked him to give me a moment to get out the door and muted my phone. He said, sorry, didn't mean to rush you. Yeah, you did, because you want your workday to be over with too. I get it. Anyways, thanks for reading this. Please be annoyed along with me, Dr. Doolittle. I am annoyed.
I'm annoyed.
This is frustrating.
Yeah, and also it's selfish on the doctor's part because they take a Hippocratic oath of do no harm, and this is harming this person.
It's harming them mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's the thing. Okay, fine. You get 20 minutes before, 20 minutes after. There is a mode you go into when you know a phone call's coming.
Yes.
All of us are starting to use Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
We're starting to use our phone in different ways. We want to get away from the screen whenever we can. We turn off notifications.
Yep.
So if you know a phone call's coming that's important to you between 5 and 5:40, you have the Do Not Disturb off. You're waiting on it. You have it ready. You have your Apple Watch in tow. You're prepared.
Yes.
So when you come at me 3 hours before that time slot, I am in no way prepared for this. I'm now nervous. This is my one shot to talk to you about the thing on my leg that I'm dealing with. So you are causing me a mountain of work that I was already preparing on doing.
Yes. And on top of that, I wonder if there's a nefarious reasoning for this, because the doctor has time to fit you in because he's probably trying to stack his schedule to get out early, which is selfish, or trying to fit as many patients in as possible so he can get kickbacks for whatever sort of appointment he has set up, especially if he's prescribing medication.
And listen, Ian might be a misogynist because he only describes doctors in he terms, but
Am I a misogynist or a realist that only wants the best healthcare possible? Sorry! Talking about doctors, not nurses, okay?
We kid.
Yes,
No.
jokes.
Listen, the doctor, I totally agree with you. They're trying to set
Doctors are men. Yes, continue.
the doctors are men. So but this is all. Every time I think, while reading this email, I'm just thinking of this doctor with their sunshades on and their flowered shirt on, running to the beach just because they're getting your shit out of the way. And that's the thing with your health. You never want your health just gotten out of the way. Fit it in. You know, and the thing is, with healthcare, we're all so appreciative because we're like, am I sick? Is it cancer? You know, like that. You know, so they're taking advantage of your anxieties.
I had a doctor for an issue I had, and she gave me, it was like the appointment was at 4 o'clock, right? I couldn't log in properly to the telehealth network because some sort of thing wasn't set up and this, that, the other. I got in at 4:05. I missed the appointment. I couldn't see the doctor until the next day, and I'm like, I need to know about this now. I had to schedule x-rays and all this stuff, and like, it was just such a headache. And it's like, this, you need windows.
5 minutes late.
You need windows.
But that's the thing. They're allowed to be 3 hours early.
Yes.
And you're not allowed to be 5 minutes late.
Or
That's
3
the
hours late.
Or 3 hours late.
Yeah.
Because you're the one in need. You're the one who's sitting there in mental hell because you're like, holy shit, it burns when I pee. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And they're sitting there going, I got the answer.
Yeah.
You can take it when I give it to you because I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not fair at all.
No.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. We got time for one more?
Yeah.
Let's do this one. I like this one. Luxury Lounge. Silverware drawer madness.
Uh-oh.
Jared, I'm obsessed with you. Let's get to it. I live with a roommate who, in general, is super clean and considerate. But every time she empties the dishwasher, she removes all the silverware and puts it in one organizer of the drawer instead of sorting them out into separate compartments.
What?
This is an insane person.
Ugh.
The compartments, most of the time, are literally shaped in the shape of knife, fork, spoon.
Yes.
And that's how they stack. And every time something catches on the drawer when I open it, because the compartments are now overflowing, so I have to jiggle the drawer to open it, then re-put away all the silverware. Why put away the dishes at all if you're just going to dump them in a pile? And that's the thing. The crazy part about this is you have a dishwasher. You open it up. You stack the plates.
Yes.
By their size.
Yes.
You put the big ones together. You put the small ones together. You put the bowls together. And then the silverware, you go, ugh, and you just toss it?
And
why the change? If you've done, because they're not just taking all the plates and dumping them into the cabinet.
That's so cool.
Willy-nilly, but they'll do it for the silverware? This makes no sense.
And also, do you not, here's the thing, crazy behavior, insane, annoying. Is there a chance you can have a conversation with a roommate? I appreciate what you're doing, but I feel it's best if it's done this way. Or you organize it yourself, leave it there, and they go, oh, they did it different.
Well, I think that's
And they'll learn
you know,
the lesson.
to me, doing it yourself, it's a little passive aggressive. Like they have to notice that, like, because then it turns into they want to pile them up even more. They go, oh, they think, because here's what I think when I see someone take the silverware, and when I see someone take the silverware and just throw it in the drawer, I go, who brought this person up?
Yeah.
In what world? What type of parenting was done here? That's what I wonder. What type of home did you live in?
I didn't know wolves did that with their silverware.
Right.
Because you were obviously raised by
And
them.
I would think that someone who sees their roommate, you know, now placing all the silverware in the correct
Clanging
way,
them together so you hear what's going on.
right? And they go,
Yeah.
oh, they must be judging how I was parented.
Oh.
Because that's it. So now it becomes this like fisticuffs. Now it becomes, well, fuck you and your family. Fuck
Judgment of
you.
the fabric of your life.
That's right. So you got to talk to them. You got to go to
Yeah.
them and you got to go, hey, the door, and blame it on the door. Don't talk about how in my family we used to stack the silverware. I know you guys.
I know
grew
you
up
were an
in-
orphan.
Yeah, right. Trailer parks don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
silverware.
yeah.
You guys use a lot of plastic.
Your father
go-
was in jail and out of your life.
Right.
What?
Just go, hey, it doesn't open. So if you show that, like, this is a problem for both of you, hey, it won't open. If you stack the silverware, I think it will help it so the drawer will open. Now it's a solution to a problem that both
Yes.
of you have.
Yes.
So you got to serve it in that way.
Yes.
Literally, you have to take this and serve it to them a little bit like a
It's the
child.
airplane
That's right.
landing in your dumb head.
Right. You were brought up wrong.
Yeah,
Let me fix that.
Bad Parent Airlines coming through.
Yeah. Ian, thank you so much for coming on. This
Thank
is
you, man.
fantastic.
This is great.
Everyone
I really
go follow
enjoyed
Ian
this.
at ianimal69 on Instagram. He's coming to Austin, Philly, Boston. He's going to be at San Diego. Also, his podcast is coming out in August, so make sure you follow him at ianimal69. It'll be all over my social media today. And I'm Jared Freid. We're here in the Luxury Lounge every Thursday. We'll be back next week.